Hello, this is Ross, and welcome back to our attempt at Escape the Darkwalker. We are in the transition cave between HRV and Mountain Town. We don't go that way. So, we are far enough ahead of the Darkwalker that we won't. Well, we probably won't experience the absolute fear of running into the Darkwalker inside this transition cave. But right now it's just about moving forward. Notice I'm not picking up any sticks, or I should have grabbed that flare though. I just saw it right now. But not grabbing any sticks because I'm just going to be using the green fires for the most part. So I'm not too worried about the sticks or fuel for a fire, unlike in regular survival. So one of my issues is that, and here we are at the end of the cave, is that I'm going through this cave so fast that I'm hardly getting warmed up at all. You know, and that's not good. That's pretty bad, actually. So because I'm just keeping on going, I'm gonna keep losing condition, not stopping to take the time to recover because of the fear of the dark will catch me from behind. Now as I walk through and escape the Darkwalker here, I have a very specific route that I take, and that is to keep to the right edge of the map. And the reason I do that is because that was the sound of my last ward being destroyed, I think. So, or him entering the region. Whichever. We're just going to keep right on trucking. You know, because of my fear of him catching up with me. I just got to keep on going, and because I just keep on going, eventually that becomes a big problem because my condition drops below a level that people would. And you've got to have a high level of health if you make it to the end, because remember, as the dark period closer to you, you lose health and sanity, for that matter. So once again, we're freezing, and we are losing more condition. You can hear slightly more percussive elements coming in now. That's because our good friend the Darkwalker is on the hunt, and there's not much we can do about it. So if you keep to the side of the map, you'll eventually come along the side of the church. You can see it just over there, looking at it. That's great. We are not going by the church. We're going to go behind the church to the right. And I'm about to throw this flare away because it's running out. So that is going to take away the slight heat boost I was getting from that too, so my condition will drop even quicker now that it's gone. But I'm not going to suffer anything. Because at this point in time, I'm still considering sleeping at the extreme fire. And there are computations in my head. Do I want to do that? Do I not want to do that? Because what I know right now is that the Darkwalker is still behind me. And that's where I prefer him to be, like, the entire time. There's my first deer that I've seen, I believe. There's actually pretty much a scarcity of wildlife in this challenge. Wow, my sound is way back from the actual visuals this time. That's okay. I'm just commenting on what we're seeing on the screen, so kind of don't pay attention to the sounds almost, unfortunately. But that's just the way it's going to be this time. That's okay. So this is the back way into Paradise Meadows Farm. And the fire is over here on the hill to the right of the farm, where you often find a dead dude in his pack. You can't see it yet, but it's up on top of there. And I will say, I'm glad they didn't change the position of the fires so far, because I haven't played it since the challenge, and the two videos I put together of the challenge that I did, I never uploaded a complete run, even though I did one. So basically I'm just going by my memory of where everything was. There's our green fire. And basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab everything, although you won't hear it on the screen because the sound is so far behind. So we're in the protective area of the ward now. I always try and grab the page first and read it so that I don't forget to. Got my paint. Searching the backpack. It's got a fire striker. There's some food, a nice bit of clothing, and my storm lantern. So now I'm deciding whether I'm just going to stay here or I'm going to keep on going. And I've decided I'm going to eat. I'm at least going to eat, which will help get my heat up a little tiny bit before I decide whether or not I'm just going to keep on flying. You can see I've actually remembered to put on my clothing. The clothing is not that good, mind. I am gonna sleep. I can hear the sounds now that I'm picking up everything. But let's head out of here. Now, this is where I realized that the fire blew out. That's not good. Because I went to sleep with about the same amount of condition I woke up with. Which was definitely not my intention. So, I'm already taking cold damage again. And it has become very, very windy. That did not work out well. You can hear a little bit of the percussion elements in the background right now. So, you know, he's around and I just don't know where he is. Which is kind of common for me in this challenge. It's like, yeah, I know you're here, but where exactly are you? Especially when you wake up and the fire's gone. That's really, really unnerving. Especially when the fire's supposed to be infinite. I guess that just goes to show you that it's not really infinite. And it's probably that way because the game doesn't expect someone to do as much sleeping as I am in this challenge. They expect the person to just kind of go for it. But that was just sound of me picking up my bedroll. So, my sounds are on the move again, but we're well ahead of them. It helps if you know kind of where everything generally is around Paradise Meadows Farm, so you'll know the location you're hitting. But you're essentially just trying to stay to the right-hand side. I can tell by the intensity of the blade sounds that, and the thickening of the fog, that, you know, time is getting shorter in here. Luckily, we're almost done with Mountain Town. You can see on the screen we are coming to the rope that leads down to the Milton Basin. And I'm going to have to make another difficult decision after the first rope here. Because I'm watching the condition tick down very quickly, much more quickly than I would like. I'm going to get on the rope here. You won't hear it, obviously. We'll hear it in about 2 minutes. You can see that my energy level is 3/4, and it's dropping quickly. That's not something I particularly like to see. So I have to make a decision here. See, I just went down to half my energy, so making a decision to take a nap in this cave. Not something I did lightly, especially with my condition dropping as quickly as it is. So I got to go back up enough so that the temperature starts going on. Then I'm going to put down my sleeping bag. And I'm going to nap for 3 hours. I'm doing this to try and get my condition to come up. But you see, the problem is, if he's close enough to you, your condition is not going to go up. It's just going to decline. But it's not going to do it hyper aggressively. It's just going to be noticeable. You're going to wake up like I am now. Heal the hypothermia risk, which is good. Now I'm trying to figure out woman. There we go. Okay. So my condition has stabilized. But I am going to have to eat and drink. There's the sound of me on the ropes now. Before I head back out. So I'm watching this, realizing that I don't even know if I still they bedroll with me. I hope I didn't leave it just there. That would be make this much more difficult on myself. If I did, oh well. Got the work cut out for me. So I slept for 3 hours, and now my energy is back at 3/4 or so. Now my sounds are going to be me going to sleep. So I'm bringing out my revolver. Just in case I run into a wolf down here. I'm just betting my life I'm not going to run into a moose. As you can see, the weather has gotten worse. It's really windy now. It's just not nice at all. So we're walking essentially directly through a potential moose spawn with a revolver. Because why not? That seems like a great idea. But once again, I'm keeping to the right. I'm cutting as much of the corner off as possible. We're going to quickly go past the into the rest of the hermit's cabin. That's what I'm aiming for right now. And then I can kind of angle myself toward the exit. And I don't use my revolver as something that I'm going to take careful aim at a wolf with. I use it more as a deterrent. So I'm just going to shoot from the hip and not aim. Because then when you aim with that triggers an animal to come towards you. I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking to scare them off. So once again, I'm kind of keeping mostly to the right-hand side of the map. This enables me to be sure I'm not losing anything. So my idea to warm up was good, but the clothing is so bad and the temperature's so low that it really becomes kind of inconsequential. I'm always fighting, losing more and more of my condition, which is an incredible frustration. So here we are at the hermit's cabin, and we're just going to quickly go inside and we're going to see if there's any clothes in the containers. We're going to grab everything that would help us. So having extra paint is always helpful. Having a little bit of food. Energy drink. So you can tell by the weird sounds that you're hearing from me walking towards Hermit think that it's potential that the Darkwalker is getting a lot closer than we really wanted to. You know, and that's always a possibility. Absolutely always. So. I'm looking to see if there's any wolves out there. Because if there are, the moment I see them, I'm going to fire off a shot. Because they're playing a lot of wolf sounds, but that doesn't necessarily mean there's actually a wolf. Which is kind of frustrating, to be entirely honest. It looks like you're gonna make it out here without firing a shot. But just if you're wearing earbuds, you know, just be ready just in case. Anytime I have the revolver out, I might have to take a shot. We're almost out of the mountain town region here. Almost out of
I can still eat this.
So. See you next time. So we're in the Muskeg. The Muskeg is kind of a hub region for me in this game. We'll go in and out of it a number of times. In this section, we're going to go just across the corner of it. You can see it's a lot clearer here than it was in Milton, Mountain Town region, because we've just entered it and it's very fresh. So. Point the skill book down there, that's great. Okay, so I didn't even bother to look and see if I got my bedroll. That's one more thing I gotta look at. You can tell I'm very happy about that. So, here we go again. I'm back to losing all this condition. And that's gonna weigh heavily on my mind. I'm checking for rumors as I go through here, and it informs every single thing that I do. Informs my decision making further down the line. So I'm cutting the corner of Forlorn Muskeg right now, which once again means I'm sticking to the right hand side for as much of it as possible to, one, avoid wildlife, but to get to the train tunnel that leads to Broken Railroad while losing as little condition as possible, because it's a conditioned game now. My condition is frustrating. Okay, not gonna lie, I'll just be honest. I'm not happy with where my condition is sitting. But it's because I'm pushing so hard. And I'm not giving my body enough time to regain condition. And I've just got to remember that eventually I've got to take that time, because I've got to have good condition for the end game, which is what I'm planning and hoping on getting to. So as I mountain goat down here, I'm also keeping a close eye out for wolves, because we're in the Muskeg now, you know, and the Muskeg is just prime territory for wolves. See, my condition's now essentially about 60, and it's just gonna keep dropping. It's gonna keep sinking lower and lower and lower, and that's gonna force me to make a decision. But, you know, this is gonna get repetitive, but here we go. Staying to the right hand side. But I gotta keep my head on the swivel stick, especially if I hear a wolf. And here's where the sixth sense kicks in a little bit. And I remember to check to my left. Thank you for playing that sound, Hinterland. Sorry about your ears, people, but I did warn you. He's running off now. And I am taking the calculated risk of not running to this tunnel. So when you use an area for just a short period of time, we have been in this area for this region for 5 minutes.